stay informed without having meetings. Is this possible? Yes, with a ticketing system. I'm going to introduce my workflow Get Organized to you. I'll show you how it works, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If you already do use a ticketing system like Monday.com, Jira, or Asana, hang in there. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. Let's get started. Does your calendar look like this, or worse? It could look like this. Let's break it down. Daily stand-ups are common meetings, and normally participants put in what they worked on yesterday, what they plan to work on today, and any blockers inside of a shared document. Probably most people took personal notes on their own side in order to remember what went on in the meeting. Or perhaps a transcript was created. With this information available, one thing that's not being captured in an organized way is context. This context wouldn't be hard to remember if you didn't have another meeting right after this, possibly about a totally different subject, where these bits of information and the collection method will be repeated. Let's see how Get Organized improves this. First off, meeting about what you plan to do and what you have done is totally a waste of time, to be honest. With a ticketing system, it's very easy to use filters to see what each team member is working on, or you can have a project view and see how the project is progressing and who's working on what. You can also use the activity feed to see everything that's going on, and then you can also insert the activity feed with filters to create dashboards. In my dashboard here, I have my tasks and recently closed tasks. I have a project view, and you can see all of the tasks that are currently open and who's working on them, and also which ones are recently closed. And I have the activity feed, which is a feed of every activity of all of my projects every step of the way. This can also be filtered by project if this is too overwhelming. If you don't want to use a dashboard, these filters are easily put into a menu bar application, and I can create new issues, or go to a specific team member to see these views. I can also go to a specific project to get this view as well if I don't want to use a dashboard. So with the ticketing system, I can have a real-time view of every single activity of what is being planned to do and what has been done. So there's no need to talk about it during a meeting. And the context that's not organized in an efficient way that I previously mentioned can now be put into each of the tickets. That way, everyone knows exactly where everything is at, and you don't have to be in every meeting or have a daily meeting about it in order to remember it. Let's say that two people have a conversation in Slack about a particular ticket. With efficient search capabilities, it's very easy to document that conversation and put it within the ticket. The benefits are miscommunications are reduced, and conversations that happen without the whole team present can be documented. That way, the context is always available whether or not you have a daily meeting or were part of the conversation. The last thing that I'll mention in this video is why do I call the process Get Organized? Essentially, I use GitLab and GitHub and their amazing project management tools, which are some of the best due to the fact they are created for programmers by programmers. I use this along with free plugins to create a designer-only view. If you see here, all of the project management tools are visible, but everything extra is hidden. So designers or project managers, or people who aren't engineers, won't have to worry about all of the nitty-gritty details of things that are for engineers only. Along with being able to create a designer-only view, you can add custom buttons to customize your project management views however you want, even down to the user level. Here you can see that I created some shortcuts for projects that I use very often. So finally, you can use one tool for project management and code management. Also, unless you're using the repository features, GitLab is free. That's a pretty good deal considering most project management systems cost money for the user. In the next video, I'm going to talk about my labeling system and how that works, which makes your workflow even better because you know exactly when and how to do each task. And before I end the video, I'll talk a little bit about me. I've had a computer since I was 6 years old, and I've been on the internet since it was born. I've been a production designer for around 22 years, which is a position that sits in between design and engineering, helping with the handoff, and loving file organization and workflow, as seen on my YouTube channel here. And I've worked a bunch of places. If you'd like to know more about me, you can check out the All About Me video. But enough with that, let's get to the labels. Thanks so much.